Good morning. It is about 8:15. I can't even remember what day it is. Friday? Wednesday. It's Wednesday. I've been so busy with work. So I'm just, for the first time, Chris, bless him, has been kind of minding things for me. And on the days where, sorry, itchy nose, very rude, I've been working, he's done the mornings, and then I've just done a literally fly out water polytunnel plot. It's been raining, so it's not needed that much water. Check on the animals, but just the bare minimal. So it's really nice. I've got a whole day off. And I really need it. So I'm going to get the polytunnel opened up and watered, and I'm going to forage for Victor and just really enjoy taking my time to get everything done, but in a mindful way, and also to really have time to look at things and enjoy it. So the weather this week has been very rainy and fluctuating temperatures. So in the polytunnel it's been up to sort of 45 degrees during the daytime, but down to as low as 8 overnight. But I've got some tomatoes that are starting to ripen, which is fantastic here in the polytunnel. I've got some little cucumbers now starting to form. These midnight snacks, I mean, look at them, they're just gorgeous. I need to find out how big they get because I've not grown them before, so I want to know. I mean, they're still feeling quite hard. I was just really surprised. I thought they would start off green, but they've been this lovely dark rich black colour. Look, I'll show you some of the teeny tiny ones right from the outset. So I need to know how big they get, and I'm just keep giving them a little tweak. I think they are a bigger tomato, but everything's looking gorgeous and lush, and it's just lovely to be in here with the time. To actually properly look around. I've got a few issues going on, so my beans here aren't doing so well. I've got some yellowing of the leaves. I have given them all a good feed, but yeah, I don't know if it's the fluctuating heat, I don't know if it was lack of nutrients, but they're not doing as well. But they look lovely. And these peas, oh my goodness, these peas. I've continued to, I just keep picking them. You know what peas are like, the more you pick, the more you get, and they're absolutely lush. So I'm actually still in my pyjamas, but oh, it's just so nice. I'm just having a little sit on the step in front of the shed, looking out at the garden, listening to the birds singing. Oh, it's so nice to just have some time. So today, as I say, I'm going to go around and do all the bits and bobs, get some food for Mr. Victor, get him opened up, give him some fresh water, all the usual bits and bobs with him. And then I'm going to do the rounds with the sheep and the horses and the chickens. I am wild swimming today. I'm going to be meeting my swim buddy Jules. I haven't seen her for 2, maybe 3 weeks. So we're going to have a swim and a picnic lunch together. And yeah, I've just got the whole day. I've got some weeding I want to do. And but I just want to take my time today. And there's no rush. Apart from meeting Jules at lunchtime, there's no schedule, there's no time frame. And yeah, just a nice day. And it looks as though the sun's going to shine, so it's all good. So we've got a few bits and bobs that need to be done around the farm, and one of them is this rather wonky tap. So this is a post that should be upright, and it's the stand pipe for filling the water for the sheep. But the little so-and-so's been rubbing their bums on it, and they get a bit itchy when they're fleeces because they're Wiltshire horn and they naturally shed their fleece. They don't need to be shorn, but they rub on things. So they've been rubbing on this tap. So I can still switch it on. Let's try not to soak myself. But yeah, it needs some attention. Now I can only see 4 sheep. Oh, no, I can see number 5. She's right down the bottom under the tree in the shade, sensible lady. They're actually frightened of the camera. So when I switch the camera off, they will come up and I'll be able to check them properly. for Victor. Hello, Kaylee. Hello, lovely girl. No, it's not for you, it's for Victor. I'm coming through now, my lovely. Good morning, Mr. Victor. Hello. Right, let's sort this platter out because we've got remnants of what you've not eaten. So that can go. And let's put something fresh out for you. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Good morning. You've got cobwebs all over you. Oh, you're hiding. Gonna take you by surprise. Hello. Good boy. Always a good boy. Chris has already fed the chickens and they've got plenty of water. You're looking a bit fluffed up. Is it just because you've just woken up? Keep an eye on her. A fluffed up chicken and that stance can indicate that they're a little bit under the weather. She's an older girl, but I will be keeping an eye on her today. So just this lady here. What are you three doing? Broody broodies? Hello. They're never gonna hatch. Let's move you. You can get some breakfast. Come on, grumpies. Oh my goodness, grumpy girl. Is that it? You're all shouty. Come on, you're the grumpy bum. Come on. There she comes. Flappity flap. Oh my goodness, you've got a nice clutch of eggs there. So they're laying really well. So let's go and check on the horses. So you can just see behind me here this big ragwort plant, and you will have seen in previous videos that we actually pull the ragwort up. And the reason that we do that is it's really toxic to anybody, us, any of the animals. But the horses aren't grazing in here at the moment, and the thing about the ragwort plant is that it is the only food source for the cinnabar moth caterpillar. So we do leave one or two growing until such time that we know that those caterpillars have had the chance to develop and fly. We just make sure that it's in a field that we're not grazing anything. So we don't want to, you know, completely eradicate it, but we just need to be mindful because it is so toxic.
So it's absolutely pouring with rain now, but I'm feeling quite smug because I had a lovely morning pootling around the farm and getting things done. and I've also been for a swim at the Mere with my swim buddy Jules. We only had a short swim today because we were condensing it. We didn't have a huge amount of time and we had lots of things to discuss, because today, as I've already mentioned, is Wednesday. I'm working tomorrow night, but on Saturday Jules and I are actually going on a bit of a jolly. We're going to drive out into Snowdonia, and we've got a couple of places we want to go. One is right underneath Snowdon, up a track to some beautiful plunge pools and waterfalls to have a dip, and then from there we're going to go on to a big lake for a proper swim. So we are just kind of planning the logistics and everything, and I'm starting to get my kit together. So boring things, I've got some washing that I need to hang out. It doesn't matter that it's raining because I can hang it in the barn. And then the other exciting thing I've got, let me just unplug it because I'm charging it. I've bought this funky little camera. So it's kind of a cheap GoPro, if I'm honest. It's not a GoPro. It's kind of a cheaper version of. It's got some really good reviews. I had started filming with it, but I realised quite quickly that the advantage of this is it's got this waterproof case. This is a tripod that I already had, but I've attached it. And once this little camera is inside this case, it's completely waterproof. So I can attach it to the front of my paddleboard. I could take it while swimming. I can actually take it underwater so we can have a little look and see what's going on. So I was really excited about the footage I could get with this little camera. But having had a play with it, I quickly realised that when I take the footage off it, it's not actually compatible with the editing suite that I currently use. So I've had to get a new editing suite, which will be compatible with this little camera, the camera I'm currently filming on, which is my vlogging camera that I usually use, and also my phone, because I do occasionally get some footage on my phone. But that's going to mean really learning how to use a completely new editing suite. And I'm not big on change. So I need to hang this washing out. So I'm going to go and hang the washing and we'll carry on this chat. So we're in the barn. It's pouring down with rain behind you, but it's great that I can hang my washing out. So I've got this lightweight dry robe that I use. It's not a dry robe at all. That's a brand name. I'm dropping the brand names in today, then showing you the cheap versions. This is just a lightweight changing robe that I use during the summer months. One of my tow floats, that's just my swimwear, and my shoes, I think they're out of shot. So they're obviously hanging to dry because I've got a bit of a short time frame. So I've got this big basket of washing here. I just need to put another line up. So I can hang the washing while we chat. So I'm really excited about this trip out that we're going to be doing, Jules and I, but I've got a bit of I've got to really slot things in. So I've got to plan, basically, is what I'm saying, because, let's get the pegs. Today's Wednesday, so once I've hung this washing out, I'm going to go food shopping, because we're running very low on food, which is vital to life, and also Jules and I need to take a picnic. Now I have this grand plan. I love to home make things. I was going to home make, but you know what, sometimes we just don't have time to do that, do we? So I'm just going to go and pick up some nice snacky cheat things, because tomorrow night I'm working, so it'll be prep for work in the morning, get all the animals and things done, get a little sleep, ready for my night shift. Sure, I've mentioned this before, but they're 14.5-hour night shifts, and I just can't go in and do a shift having not slept. The younger me could, but I can't do that now. So then I'll be working the night, and the nights of late have been absolutely crazy busy, non-stop. That's pants. I don't think you want to look at mine and Chris's pants. Socks I think are acceptable, pants I'm not so sure. So here's the plan, I'm multitasking and I'm obviously struggling with it. The plan is I will get the shopping in today. I've already started laying things out on the dining table because I'm going to need on Saturday to be really, really structured. So I've planned the route and printed out the directions. Jules is driving, she's collecting me at 8:30. I'm going to try and get a little bit of footage, but I will have a chat with Jules first because she may not want me to, you know, have her in the videos. It's the same when I go away with my sister. She doesn't want to be in the footage, so you'll probably notice she's a little person in the background, but I keep her out of the filming. You know, you have to respect, just because I like putting myself all over YouTube, it doesn't mean that everybody does. If I hang this up, am I going to hide myself? Let's slide that one across. So Jules is driving, she's collecting me at 8:15 at the gate, so I'll have all my stuff packed and ready to go. So I'm going to get this washing out, I'm going to get off and get my food shopping, stuff for Chris and I, and also stuff for our picnic. And then tomorrow morning, get the beasties done, get everything prepped ready for work. I'll have to check a few work emails, got a few things going at the moment. So again, those of you that know me already know, but those of you that don't, I'm actually the principal nurse manager of my clinic. So it's not just a case of going in and doing my shifts. I have a lot of admin and management stuff to do in between. And we've had a lot of stuff going on. I won't bore you with the details, but suffice to say, I was interviewing yesterday. I've got stuff to process. One of my lovely nurses managed to face plant and break her jaw. Oh, thank goodness she's okay. It could have been so much worse. But she's going to be coming back to work, so obviously I've got to put a phased plan in for her. Let's just hang these trousers up. So lots of admin-y stuff and making sure I tick all the right boxes and make sure everybody's, you know, everything's in place as it should be. So that'll be tomorrow, then asleep, then up, get the beasties done and off to work. Then I'll have a couple of hours sleep on Friday morning, and then on Friday afternoon one of my lovely friends has invited me in the afternoon for a barbecue, so I'm going to go and do that, and then I'll get a sleep and then up early Saturday morning. So in a very long-winded way, what I'm trying to say is I have to be organised today, get everything in place, because I'm not going to have time to do it if we're going to have an early start. I don't want to get up I could get up at the crack of dawn on Saturday, but I'd rather not. So I'm going to get everything ready. So some of the things that I need, my walking trousers, and one of my lovely lightweight, packable, crushable, breathable walking t-shirts that I actually wore. It's in here somewhere. Here it is. I actually wore this while I was away in the camper van with my sister Susan, one of my sisters, my biggest sister. I've got two elder sisters. So yeah, I just wanted to get, these dry really, really quickly, but I haven't got on top of things because I came back and then work. It's been really, really, really busy. So super excited. That's the plan, and I'm going to try and get as much footage as I can for you of my jolly out with Jules, 'cause I'm so excited. So I might as well tell you, it's not a secret. We're hoping to, well, we're not hoping, we are planning to go up. There is a path up Snowdon, it's called the Watkin Path. And for any of you that are walkers and have walked Snowdon, the Watkin Path is actually one of the trickiest ways to go all the way up to the top of Snowdon. However, about 45 minutes up the Watkin Path on the easier stretch, you can stop off at the most amazing waterfalls and pools. And I've not been for years, years, I can't even remember. I've never swum or dipped in the pools or got under the waterfall. I've only ever walked and looked across at them. So to actually get up to them and have a dip is going to be phenomenal. So say it's about a 45-minute walk up. So we're going to walk up just with a smallish pack on, have a dip, and then a quick cup of coffee and warm up, and then we'll walk back down again because the water will be cold up there because of course it's mountain water and it's a little bit higher. And then back to the car where we will jolly over to a place called Llyn, which is Gerionedd Lake, where we can park up and have a really good swim and a picnic. So that's the plans for Saturday, and I do plan to take you with me. So I'm going to finish hanging this washing up, and then I'm going to get off and do some food shopping.
So it's Thursday morning now, and I just wanted to give you a little update on the chicken that I'd noticed that wasn't quite right. She was a bit hunkered down. So I've properly examined her. She's not herself. She's got a little bit of a swelling on the end of one, sort of towards the wing tip, if you will, of one of her wings. She had a little bit of poop caked around her bottom, but she's milling around with the others. So she's had a bath. She's just had a bath this morning just to keep her clean. I'll be keeping a close eye on her. I'm not going to separate her from the flock at the moment because it's a fine line between sort of separating and isolating. I don't think she has anything infectious, but sometimes I need to take them away from the flock to nurse them as a one-on-one, but that can actually cause distress by taking them away from the others. And at the moment she's well enough that I'm happy for her to be in with the others. So I just wanted to give you a little update. She's okay. She's an older lady. She is the last remaining of our current ex-battery hens. So she's, gosh, I can't even think how old she must be. 5, probably 7. So, hello kisses, that's lovely. So I'm just doing the rounds with the beasties. Kaylee's milling around in the garden. I'll take her for a little dander around the farm. I've got a few bits and bobs to do this morning before I get a rest and get ready for work tonight. Now, I didn't make it to the supermarket yesterday afternoon. Time just got away from me, and to be honest with you, it was absolutely lashing it down, and quite frankly I just didn't want to be doing the dash to the car and back with shopping, so I'm going to go and get that done this morning. So I've got my shopping, a bit of a cheat shop. So when I'm not so pressed for time, I'm not so exhausted, I would bake a cake, make something like a quiche. But today was a cheat day, and you know how nice it is sometimes to do that, isn't it? Just go and buy all the nice things. So I have bought packaged food, processed food, but sometimes it's just a nice treat, isn't it? I've got some smoothies. I've got a green smoothie to take to work. I've got some nice picnic food for Saturday. I found a gorgeous pair of espadrille shoes. I think they're about £7 in a navy. Couldn't resist those. You know what it's like, that bargain aisle. I try not to look, but they waved to me as I went past. So I've got all my bits and pieces and I'm heading home.